Welcome. Today I'm going to talk about how you can get more clients from DMs. Just a quick introduction. I'm Pranav and I run an email marketing agency called Milk Your List. That's milkyourlist.com. You can also find me at twitter.com/Pranav underscore email or at Pranav underscore email. That's PRANAV underscore email. Now, I've been working with like e-commerce brands for a long while, and I learned this method only recently, and it has worked better than anything else out there. Couple of things before we start. This guide is relevant for you if you are a coach, a consultant, or a marketing agency owner, and this works on every platform, and I'll tell you why it works. So before we get started, there are two things to keep in mind. One, don't use what I'm about to teach you if you do not have systems or skills to fulfill what you promise to your clients or to your prospects. If you cannot deliver on your promise, do not use this because this will get you clients. But if you're unable to deliver, you're going to burn your reputation, and that's the worst thing ever that could happen to you. Right? So first learn some skills and then use this method. If you do not know how to fulfill what you promise. Second, you aren't willing to put in a crazy amount of volume. So the way this works is, and the way this method works is it's not like a spray and pray approach, right? Like you message 10,000 people and you hope that you convert two people. That's not how it works. So this works on a very, very basic concept, which is the more conversations you have, the more sales you make. What do I mean? With this method, I'm going to show you how you can have conversations, like more conversations with your target audience. You're not going to sell them upfront, right? You're going to say, hey, are you looking for XYZ? Nope. Nope. That's like a spray and pray approach. And if they do not need those services, you just burn the bridge, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to play a long game, right? Like a long-term game, and this method is designed to help you basically get in front of more people, more relevant people, that is your target audience, and build relationship with them. So maybe if they do not need your services right now, they might recommend you to someone else. They might think of you when the time comes, when they actually need your service. So in order to do that, you have to put in a crazy amount of volume. You have to put in a crazy amount of time for this. So again, don't use what I'm about to teach you if you can't do either of those. This is another thing that you need to remember. Now, what I'm about to show you aren't templates. So please, I implore you, do not treat them as such. I'm only here to show you a framework and the psychology behind what works when it comes to using DMs to get new clients. Now that you're aware of this, let's dive right in. So there are three types of DMs: hot, warm, and cold. So hot DMs is when a prospect reaches out to you when they're interested in working with you. You'll get hot DMs only if and when you have nailed down your profile. Now, we're not going to go over how to nail down your profile, but you got to have two things. One, a clear offer, and second, proof in your pinned post. Now, I have like this is what my profile looks like right now. Right, this is April 2024. Uh, so I say $21.7 million for clients by milking their list. Direct response copywriter, DMs open. So I keep testing my bio so you can check it out for inspiration later. And then all your favorite creators, just check out their bio, man. Like it's they're doing what like their bio looks the way it does because it works, right? Look at Chase's bio. Look at Black Hat Wizard. Look at Wiz, right? All these guys are like OGs. Look at their bios. Um, Now, talking about the pin post, so my pin post is a story of how I cut down the time it takes me to write emails that make $1,000 to $10,000 every time I hit send. I've included a ton of examples to add value to the reader and four screenshots. Now, X or Twitter won't allow you to add more at this time of actual client results. So this instantly, like anybody who lands on my profile, anybody who I message, or they just come across me on Twitter, they land on my profile, and if they are in the market for the service that I offer, they'll be like, "Well, this guy knows his shit. Why not? Let us let us work with him." So now, how to get hot DMs? This is one aspect you can't fully control because you don't control when someone sees your post or comment, visits your profile, and decides to DM you. That's why it's super important to send cold DMs. And we'll talk about that in just a few more minutes. But that doesn't mean it's completely out of your hands. So the more you show up, the more you're likely to land a prospect on your profile. So engage with accounts on a target audience is like target audience is likely to interact with, right? So I know for as a matter of fact that a lot of ecom owners interact with Chase. So I would like that's how I started as well. So I started interacting with Chase's posts. Um, Second one, you have to show up every day. There is no alternative. Right? You have to show up every day. Like today's not gonna work for you if you just show up every day for like 3 months. It's not gonna work for you if you only show up for like 4 months. But on the fifth month, it might work. On the sixth month, it will definitely work. There is no way that you show up every day for 6 months and it does not work. Right? But then again, you have to show up every day. You have to exert shit out into the world. That means post more, post more value, post more like engaging posts, and like just be there in people's comments and like yeah, comment a lot. So I'm currently in a period where I'm forced to tone down my Twitter activity and focus on scaling fulfillment systems because of how many DMs I get. Now that's all like this. I mean, I'm in a position like this because I've been using Twitter consistently for over 6 months now. And now I'm like, you know what? I am onboarding a couple of new clients and I need to focus on my fulfillment, like the operation aspect of my business. So I'm not on Twitter as much. Now, warm DMs. This is when someone doesn't directly show interest in working with you but requests some info, maybe even through an auto DM. Example, so I ran this auto DM saying this basic email funnel makes my clients more than 50K a month on autopilot. It's made up of 20 emails spread across 7 different flows. Want to steal my template? Retweet, reply funnel, follow me. As soon as somebody does that, this message automatically gets sent to them. So hey Gene, how are you doing? Here's the email funnel template you requested, and just links it to it, and it says react to this message with a heart emoji if you're looking to scale your email marketing channel. I'll hit you up with a couple of case studies. And he did. Right now, doing auto DMs help you start conversations. That's the entire point of what we're discussing today, right? Having more conversations. It also positions yourself as an authority, and it allows you to collect leads and even grow your email list. Right now, uh, the the giveaway was actually behind uh, I connected it to a landing page, right? And as soon as someone opted in, they got the flow template. So I grew my email list, right? As a result. Now, case studies and walkthrough videos work really well as lead magnets for auto DMs. So try to come up with, as many walkthrough videos, or like, if you have clients right now, get as many case studies and use them for auto DMs. Now, aim to do at least 1 to 2 auto DMs every month. If you're looking to rapidly scale your account, do 1 to 2 every week. Like, that's what I did. Like in November 2023, that's what I did, and I saw some like I I gained about like 2,000 followers in just about a month. Third, cold DMs. Now this is where this is the meat of the training. Now the difference between people who know how to use DMs profitably and the ones who don't know is this. People who barely see any result with DMs try to sell in their first message. That's like the cardinal sin. Do not make that sin. People who make a bank with the email optimize their strategy to have more conversation. Actually, this should be DMs. I'm involved with email so much that I end up writing this. Anyway, before we dive into this, let's talk about an often forgotten marketing maxim. People love buying stuff, but they hate being sold to. Just remember this. It's very interesting. It's very, very profound. People love buying stuff, but they hate being sold to. This is why it becomes supremely important to look at DMs differently. You're not there to sell stuff, right? You're not there to like sell stuff. You're there to make people buy. As I go through this document, whatever I said will make more sense. Now, you're not there to make revenue. You're there to have to do only one thing. That is to have more conversations. Because, like I said, more conversations is equal to more sales. Now, here's the exact step-by-step system on how to approach cold DMs so you can have more conversations and eventually close more people as a result. Step number one, ask an easy to reply question. Now, most people make the mistake of opening a conversation with a compliment. The problem with that is that people smell a pitch coming from a mile away as soon as they read a compliment, right? Like everybody is used to it, right? Everybody is so used to it. It's the easiest thing. You want something from someone, you're going to compliment them, right? And then, but the market is sophisticated, right? Like everybody knows, like there's a pitch coming. So anyway, I learned a better approach, and that is asking easy to reply to questions. Nothing gets the ball rolling faster than that. Now here are a few examples based on a trigger, like someone liking my post or following me said, "Hey man, appreciate the follow. Do you create the emails yourself or do you have an agency do it for you?" Then I saw he had a couple of he had posted about his emails, and I just asked him like, "For sure, man, we do it ourselves. How we are taking care of Klaviyo stuff." And if it's 100% cold outreach message, this is from someone I showed this technique to. He said, "Hey," and he works as a copywriter for like trading and forex coaches. He said, "Hey, does the course group only teaches crypto trading or options too?" See, it's giving them an like it's so easy to reply to. It's not uh it's not an open-ended question, right? It's a this or that question, right? Do you create the emails yourself or do you have an agency do it for you? Now, as of 23rd April 2024, there is like a viral um strategy where like people are asking, are you like a peach person or a cherry person? Now, like by using emojis. Now you can make out like what that is, right? What do they mean by that? But all they're trying to do is open conversations, right? They're just trying to make it easy for people to respond. Anyway, but again, don't do that. That that shit does not work. So again, you see here, like this guy replies. Another example is like, "Hey man, does a technical analysis course work only for forex or also for options trading?" And reply, "Hey, do you all teach options trading only or also forex?" Reply. You see, it works. So make it easy to reply to by asking not an open-ended question. So notice a few more things. The messages aren't perfect. They have grammatical errors, no proper formatting. The questions are structured in a similar way, right? Option one or option two. Now, this point I want you to focus on. If you have perfect grammar, if you have proper formatting, that's either because one, you're using templates, or second, sending mass cold DMs. I'm not saying not do that, but at least do not look like you're doing that. If you do this, you look like you're doing that. So, yeah, do not like do not have proper formatting. Like, feel free to make mistakes. Like, text like people text each other, right? That's how you get to have conversations. Now, only by following this method, you'll get upwards of 40% reply rates. Then this is what I've been seeing. Actually, better than that, but this is like the average over the last couple of months. Now, step number two, taking the conversation forward. Now, once you open a conversation, right, you get someone to reply to you. The next step is to take the conversation forward, but not in a directionless manner, right? The sole objective of taking the conversation forward is to qualify the prospect. There is no point in getting someone on a call if they're not qualified. It'll be a waste of time for you and for them. And when you have to put in volume, you can't really afford to waste any time on unqualified prospects. Now, enough talk. Here are two efficient ways to take the conversation forward. Ask a follow up question, buffer the question with a connector. Instead of straight away diving into the question, it's important to use a connector like, by the way, curious, haha, gotcha, I see, not bad, sweet, cool, love it. Using connectors will make your prospects put down their guard, because this is how we talk, right? This is how we naturally talk. So use these connectors, and you're a human on the other side who's genuinely curious about them. So instead of a robotic salesman who only cares about closing them, use connectors. Here are a few examples. So as this question is the same conversation from above. He says, "For sure, man, we do it ourselves. Have a VA taking care of Clavius." I was like, I say, wonderful, right? It's a connector, not the best connector, but it is a connector. Do you guys use Figma or pure HTML? Figma, bro. It's easy. So getting the conversation forward. It's like we all teach this or that. Like the strategy can be used with any market or instrument. Okay, that's beautiful. Thanks. And this guy is going overboard with this, but yeah. Um, so this guy say, of course, we're scaling a brand currently, and I've been pretty appealed to have a Klaviyo revamped. I'm quite new to searching this, so really have no idea what pricing looks like, or if you have a minimum monthly revenue. I was like, sweet. What kind of revenue are you pulling in currently? And what do your revenue projections look like for 2024? So, again, using connectors is important before you ask a question. Third step, finding opportunities to help. Now, that is what the question is for, right? The entire point of these conversations is to find if there's an opportunity for you to add value to the prospects. Remember, we're not selling to them, we're adding value to them. Sometimes it's easier to find the opportunity, but other times you may have to ask more questions. All's good as long as your questions don't come across as salesy. You're using connectors to build rapport. You can also throw in like irrelevant text into the mix to vibe with the prospect, right? And this is like a skill that you will learn after many repetitions. But dude, this this right here, like nobody teaches. Nobody will show you. And this you learn because you're in it to have more conversations. You're not there to make sales. Because you are having more conversations with people, eventually you'll be making more sales. So, how do you find opportunities exactly? There is no exact method for this that I use, but the goal is to find the difference between their present state and what they want to be in the future, or where they want to be in the future. If you can be the bridge between their before or after state, you have a qualified prospect. Like, that's all you need. For example, this year, say we're around 25 to 30K a month, but this was only with only USA shipping. And then, he goes on to tell me more about his brand. And connector, pretty cool. And see, this message right here has nothing to do with what he had just told me, except this first line. Say, check these guys out if you're looking for better shipping rates within US. Know a couple of people who got a better deal with their existing shipping partners thanks to these guys. And so I'm just like adding value, right? This guy messaged me about, helping, like he was asking for help with his email channel, right? And I'm telling him, you know what, you can cut down your shipping costs. I'm just adding value, right? So this comes across as, yeah, man, this guy is not there to sell me. It's like he's there to add value. And then I say, anyway, thanks for sharing. What does your AOV look like right now? And then go on to say, and what do you sell? Email and SMS, especially like works, especially where there's a scope for repeat purchases. Again, I'm adding value every step of the way. And then this example as well, say, do you guys use Figma or pure HTML? It's like, Figma, bro, it's easy. Like, yeah, same, right? I'm like building rapport here, right? Not because it's easy, but because it helps us make some really fire designs. Now, next step, which is finding opportunity. In terms of revenue, I mean, revenue from email, what percent do you make right now? And what's your goal? Other examples, if it's health, what's your current rate right now? And what's your goal for 2024? Can you share your currently monthly income? What's your goal for 2024? How would you describe your current dating situation? And what kind of relationship are you ultimately seeking? So, again, find the gap, find the opportunity. Step number 4, identifying the object. Now, the object is the reason why. Remember these two words. Is the reason why your prospects will book a call with you. It's different for every prospect. Now, just before going through this step, let's just revise the first 3 steps. So, first one, you ask an easy to reply question, right? Give them an option. Second step, take the conversation forward, right? Ask a follow up question, buffer the question with a connector. Third, find an opportunity to add value. Step 4, identify the object. Object is the reason why your prospect will book a call with you. Now, it's different for every prospect, so it's important to figure out what it is in order to transition into like setting up a call with them, right? You need to figure out what it is. I know you may be a little confused as to what an object is, so let me give you an example. Let's say you help men over 40 lose their belly fat. Just for some prospect, the reason why they want to lose belly fat would be that they're tired of feeling and getting old. For some, it would be that they want to be more attractive to their spouse again. For some, it would be more health related. They need to cut fat and get in shape, or their heart health would deteriorate or something. They might die of a heart attack. You see, when you find the reason why your prospects wants a shift in their reality, you're able to shape your proposition in a way that resonates with them. Now, I know this like might sound like a lot woo woo, right? Like shift in their reality and shit. But that's actually what's happening in sales, right? Like you're finding out why they want to make a transition, right? Why, like the reason why um, they are interested in, changing their state, their current state, and then you're able to shape your proposition in a way that resonates with them, right? Like to this guy, let's say, yeah, to this guy, tired of like feeling and getting old, like you can't, like you won't say the same thing to him as you would to someone whose object is this, or for someone whose object is this. You will personalize the object for each of these 3 people. Now, offering help. That's the step number 5. You start with asking an easy to reply question, then find opportunities to help, then identify the prospect's object. If you offer help without these 4 steps, you're very likely to burn bridges and lose sales. But if you go through the first 4 steps and genuinely think your offer can improve your prospect's current situation, then you have the moral, ethical, financial responsibility to offer them help. And if you don't do that, you just hate money, right? You just hate money, and nobody can save you. This course can't save you. Uh, But yeah, if you genuinely think you can, help them, you have an obligation to offer them help. Now, all you got to do with that is follow like a simple template. Now, this is the only template that you're going to use. Want some help with object, right? This is where the object comes into play. Want some help with um, getting more energy and looking young again. Want some help with finally being more, attractive to your wife again. Want some help with um, cutting down your cholesterol, something like that, right? Uh, so again, this is why it's very important to ascertain what the object, what the reason why is for your prospect. An example, I'm saying, why do you think you're not able to scale to 25% from email? Say, I don't know, man. We should be sending more emails, but we don't have the time. There you go. That's the object. They don't have the time. Again, buffer. I feel that, man. Want some help managing your email channel? Right? Like it's as simple as that. It's so easy. It's so easy. Once you follow these steps, it's gonna be so easy. It's and like maybe after doing it for like 10, 15 rounds of this will become like very natural to you. And you'll be like, this is no rocket science. But yeah, it's a method. There's a method to this madness, and it's like super easy. It's super easy. You're not like trying to sell them something. Just having conversations, and while having conversations, you are asking questions. You're taking the conversation forward. You're finding opportunities. You're identifying the object, and then if the object is such that you can offer help, um, you know you're offering help. That's it. Again, you're not even selling anything, you're just offering help. Now the prospect here didn't have the time to manage the email, so I used that object to offer them help. After that, all you gotta do is register their interest. If they want help, you get them on a call or send them your offer. If it's not high ticket, in the chat itself, like, here's how. I say, want some help managing your email channel? He says, sure, what do you got? And let's chat sometime next week to see how and if I can help. What works for you? Works for you? Like, done for that on Tuesday, traveling on Monday, 9 a.m. EST, right? Let's do it. Shoot me your email and I'll send you the invite. Like, making it easy, right? For them. Not sending my calendar link, because that's what that's what a salesperson would do. Right? Now, again, like very very subtle differences, but and subtle nuances, but yeah, you got to be like mindful. I'm not saying that it's not good to send a calendar. It's definitely very convenient way to do it, but yeah, like, it's totally okay if you don't, and it actually might be better if you don't. So now some like best practices for your DMs. Now some general rules to follow if you don't want to mess your DMs up. First of all, don't be needy. You'll close more people if if your perspective is that your prospects need you more than you need them, because that's actually the case. They're only parting away with some money. In exchange, you're either offering them a life changing transformation or a huge return on their investment. So they need you more than you need them. So stop being needy, right? Like, in your relationships, in your life, just stop being needy, right? Especially in DMs. Don't be needy, it repels people. Second, match the conversation style of your prospect. If they're formal, be formal. If they're like, yo, what's up? What's good? You match their vibe. If they use punctuation, you use punctuation. If not, you retire punctuation too, right? The entire idea is match their conversations style. It's called mirroring. Don't say stuff salespeople say. Instead, just talk like you talk to a new friend. Instead of when can you jump on a quick call, say let's chat tomorrow. Right? If that's what you say to a friend, you won't say let's jump on a quick call. That's sales speak. Don't use it. Now now you can like pause this video now, right? Go through the document, and just to like like reinforce whatever I've just like talked about, and then come back to this. So this is a major problem for people. They feel like a sense of rejection in, like, when someone ghosts them. And that, I mean, I was there. I totally did not know what to do if someone ghosted me. So yeah, I totally feel that. However, I have a solution. I have a solution for you. And after this training, that won't be a problem for you. So picture yourself as a fisherman casting your line into the sea, like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Nothing. Why? Because the fish you want to catch sees your bait as a threat, or perhaps it's had its fair share of it and it doesn't get lured by it anymore. Next morning, same spot, same net, different bait, voila. When it comes to follow ups, you can't just use the same old bait everyone else is using. You need to get creative and try something new to entice your prospect to bite. That's where pattern interrupts come in. By breaking away from the typical follow up scripts, you got a chance to look at it. Hey, just bumping this up. Nah, dude, everybody uses this. You're better than that. Now you create an opportunity to hook your prospect's attention and reel them in. Here are 10 ways to cast your follow up lines. 1. Be meme or rebel. Serve up a laugh with a well timed meme that shows you've done your research, right? It needs to be like hyper relevant to them. Second, you add value, right? If you've got skills and insights that could help them level up, don't be afraid to share it. Drop a quick tip or observation related to the industry, no strings attached. And then, like, buffer it by saying, hey, this might seem like, hey, this is like, I know this is unsolicited advice, but I feel like it will help you if you do da 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 da, right? Uh, Make it genuinely helpful, and don't come across as like, like cocky or something. Second, like, third, moral high ground. Like, play the name card to subtly suggest that leaving you on red is a bit uncool. All you got to do is send them first name question mark to guilt them into, sorry, it's actually guilt them into replying to you. This right here will get you so will get so many people to respond back to you who ghosted you. And I mean, I have like close to like 100% success rate with this. Like, and if someone does not reply to this, it's like they don't have any guilt or shame in them, or they're just extremely busy. So anyway, um, the subtle nudge. If you're waiting on a response and not sure what to say next, try giving one of their messages a like. And especially this is relevant for like Twitter. It's like a gentle tap on the shoulder that bumps the conversation back to the top of the inbox. So if you do this, this will, without sending a new message, this will get your conversation on top of the inbox again. So 5, the cliffhanger, and your follow up with an intriguing question or a half thought. Something like, by the way, I just heard about a new trend in e commerce that could really shake things up. Have you heard anything about dot dot dot? That's it. Just leave it at that. That will get them to respond, right? They'll be curious to hear the rest. GIF-tastic. Sometimes the GIF says it better than words ever could. Find a funny or relatable GIF that ties into your message and let it do the talking. So this and number one are like very similar. 7, the wild card. Send them something completely unexpected, like a riddle, a fun fact, a would you rather question. It's a great way to stand out and show off your personality. Again, use it carefully. Don't ask them peach or cherries, right? But yeah, something similar. Next up, encourage engagement. If you seem like your post or comment, like if you see them like your post or comment under it, just send them a message saying you appreciate them engaging with your post, right? And that might help start the conversation again. Now, flattery will get you everywhere. If you genuinely admire something about them or the company, let them know. Right? A little sincere flattery can go a long way in building rapport, but don't fake it or be disingenuous, and never use this as the first message. Never use this as the first message. right? I'm not contradicting myself here, right? Because initially I told you, do not send a compliment. I meant it. Do not start a conversation by sending a compliment. Does not work. But as a follow up, yes, you can do it, provided it's a genuine compliment, right? Um, the last one, the recap. If it's been a while since your last interaction, give a quick recap of your previous conversation and why you think it's worth picking back up. It shows you value the relationship, I'm sorry, and helps jog their memory. Now, next steps, you have everything you need to get clients by DMs. Now, put in the volume. Don't go to bed without sending 20 DMs a day. Now, depending on your industry, you should be seeing anywhere from 1 to 2 clients, but 300 DMs, provided they're sent to the right audience, right? Like it's actually 300 to 500, right? So it's gonna take a lot of work, right? Like, but doing this for every single day for a month means 600 DMs, you will get a client, right? I can't guarantee you that, but I've never seen someone who's put in that much amount of volume and not get a client, right? So I've seen this work. So, but remember, your goal with DMs is not to sell something. Your goal is to have fun and to have as many conversations as possible so you can find other people you can genuinely help, right? That's actually it. You need to find out like as many people as you can that you can help, right? In exchange, of course, you'll make money. um anyway, that's the end of it. I know that this is super valuable, and all you gotta do is like put it to work. And if you have any questions, or like if you just want to connect, hit me up on Twitter. I have linked my profile. It's Pranav underscore email. That's on Twitter. And if this talk helped you in any way, slide into my DMs. I respond to every message that's not a sales pitch or a fake compliment, right? So, yeah, I'm going to sign out now. Thanks.